Welcome back, everybody, again to the Acupuncture Symposium, Day 3, and those live joining us online. We know that marketing is a huge challenge. I know for me, it's a continuous process. It's constantly unfolding. Everything from paper to digital. Today, our modern world, we need to continuously evolve and continue to perfect our means of approaching our general public, to give them the right message at the right time and obtain the right population to walk in through our doors and continuously fund our practice. So I'm, again, very honored to present to you Dr. Lev Furman.
Thank you. Awesome. Day 3. You guys doing good. Super proud. Actually, I'm really proud of you guys. I think the needling, the demonstrations, the questions, the quality of the questions that I'm getting, even when I'm just out there and people come up to me like, "Can I ask you something?" I think that's awesome. Everything that I've been hearing from you guys is quality. I think you're going to go back and just crush it next week. So. And it's been fun. So thank you guys again for being here. I understand if you guys have flights to catch and you need to kind of skip out a little bit early, I won't be sad or mad that you guys left. And then if you do have any questions on marketing that you weren't able to kind of ask, you can always just email me and I'll be more than happy to help. So we learned a lot of stuff this weekend to help people, right? We're going to get more confident with that as time goes. But we can be really good inside of our office, but if we don't have people to treat in our office, then it really doesn't matter. Right? So we still need to go out there and get people into our office, which is why we need to be doing some marketing. And marketing, I don't have a business license or degree. I don't have a marketing degree. This is purely based on experience. So I have to tell you that. It's not that, I'm this expert marketer. It's more so that this is what's worked in my office. This is what's allowed me to work with professional sports teams, or this is what's allowed me to work with trainers and doctors and dentists and all different forms and facets of referrals that are coming into my office. This is purely how I did it to get those resources and referrals into my office. So marketing is something we should all be doing. There's a lot out there. I feel like every time I open up my email, I get at least 10 different people who are constantly emailing me, telling me that they'll do my website, SEO. I mean, all these different things. We all get it, right? And we're just deleting them all. Or we just we're lost. We don't know. What do we need? And what actually is going to work? Because it's expensive, right? And do we really want to be spending so much money on advertising? And where should we advertise, right? So, and everyone else is advertising. So how are we going to stick out when everyone else is running ads and all that kind of stuff as well? So this is just my personal experience on how I usually get about 7 to 8 new patients a week. I've been averaging that for quite some time. So I want you guys to get the same thing. Honestly, I would tell you exactly my formula for how I get that to come into my office, and hopefully it works for you. Okay, so becoming the go-to provider. That is key. We want to be the go-to, and we want that all of our referral sources to know as the guy, the woman, the person. This is the provider that they're going to fix it. Back pain. This is the person, right? Everyone's got the guy. Oh, you got to go to my guy. You got to go to my gal. So you want to be that person. The aim of marketing is to reduce the need for selling, right? If we don't have to sell, that's nice, right? So if we can market, and then when people are already coming in, I love it when they're like, "Oh yeah, whatever the price is," when I have to go over fees and stuff like that, they're like, "Whatever, no, you fixed my sister." Whatever. I hear that on such a now common kind of, it's coming in so often where they're like, it doesn't even matter. I don't have to sit there and sell them on stuff because I've helped one of their other friends or whatever it may be, and it's because I didn't have to get an ad or a deal or a discount for them to come to my office. It's because their doctor or their dentist or their trainer said they need to come see me. So I love that, and that's what I want for everybody, right? Marketing, event marketing, it can be so many different things. Marketing can be so many different things. Again, it can be such a big task, especially when we're just trying to be the best doctor we can be inside of our office. So sometimes marketing can be a lot of different things. So again, I'm just going to try to make it as simple as possible and things that you can start doing right away. Okay, so What is event marketing? Event marketing is a strategy that includes live or virtual promotional events where audiences interact with the product or brand face-to-face. So I personally like to be face-to-face when I go to marketing events because I like to meet people, I like to talk to people. I think they get a better understanding of what it is that I'm going to be doing if they see me personally. And you don't really get that a lot of times from doing advertisements or commercials or Facebook ads or Instagram ads. They're getting better, definitely those Instagram ads and things like that, they're definitely getting better. But if you can meet people face to face, they get a sense of who you are. You get to be a little bit more hands-on, and then they know what to expect when they come into your office. So I like to go to events. So the objectives are, how do we stay relevant in today's marketing world? Again, this marketing world is evolving. It's changing really, really fast. And we just want to make sure that we're not doing super old school tactics that may just be, ancient history, right? Like we need to maybe stop spending money on ads in the phone book because who opens up a phone book anymore? So if we're doing things like that, we're probably wasting money and there's probably better money spent somewhere else. Learn effective strategies to market your office to local businesses. I'll tell you how I've been able to market to a ton of places within 5-mile radius of my office who refer me 80% of the patients that come into my office. So that's been cool. Develop relationships with your future top referral sources. We want to have our top referral sources, people that we know we can count on a weekly basis that are always referring us patients. Plan event marketing events, right? How do we even get marketing events? How do we even set up shop inside of businesses or inside of gyms or inside of anywhere you'd like to go? How do we do that? How to execute best practices at an event. So when we're at an event, what do? How should we market? What's going to be the best thing that's going to take a patient from an event to booking an appointment in your office? Because if it's just, giving them a free pen and giving them a magnet to put on their refrigerator, I tell you what, it's not going to work. If they're just going to say, oh, cool, nice little free stuff, but it's not going to do anything. I don't spend much money on promotional stuff anymore. It looks nice, and I still like it, but I've never gotten a patient from it. So again, I want to spend as least amount of money, but get the most amount of return on anything that I do because our time is too valuable. So if I am going to take my weekend and go inside of a gym, I don't want to waste any time. I'm literally coming there because I want to get new patients out of it, or I'm developing a relationship with the trainers, with the owners, and as soon as I can do that, boom, my job's done. Even if I get one new patient out of it, it's worth it. But if I came there and just gave out a whole bunch of, free stuff, now I lost money. I lost time and I lost money because I gave them a bunch of free Frisbees. It just doesn't make sense to me, right? So it's still good. It looks good if your table looks nice. But again, if we're doing the right things at the event, then we're going to get what we want out of it, which is hopefully new patients, right? That's the end goal. How to book new patients at an event, right? I'm going to tell you exactly what I say, what I do, and how do I get them from wherever I meet them to booking an appointment in my office, okay? Again, in today's marketing world, there's so much. There's websites, there's SEO, there's Google Analytics, there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's TikTok, there's YouTube. There's a million things on how they tell us to market. It's too much. It's too much for us to have to worry about every single little thing. And that's why there are companies out there who are great at doing it, and I'm sure they're getting success for people out there. I have never spent a single dollar on a single one of them because I think it's, again, it all comes down to how much work do you want to put in, right? It's either you're going to do it or someone else is going to do it. There is some things that I don't know enough about. Do I know how to do SEO personally? Do I know how to do Google Analytics myself? I don't. So those are some things that I may spend a little bit more money on, but it's not going to be like some of my friends and colleagues who are spending thousands of dollars a month on getting SEO and things like that done. That's, in my opinion, too much. But when you can average 7 to 8 new patients a week and you can just rely solely on your marketing without having to spend thousands of dollars on SEO, I think it's way more beneficial. And again, once you've become the go-to person, it's not like you have to do it every single weekend. You're just now their point of contact. And that's really the whole point of it, is just you have now become their person, right? And that's really what I try to establish with these top referral sources, is like, there's no one else. It's just you. So, yeah. So marketing strategies. First and foremost, everyone should have a website. I mean, I have to say that because there's times when people still don't have a website. So I think I just have to tell you that, because your website, not only do you need to have a website, it actually needs to be a functional website. And someone needs to be able to go to your website and navigate through it without having to read a million words and not really understand what it is that you do, and then really not even know how to like contact you or book an appointment. So you are free to go to my website, and I'll have it at the end of this, and just look how it's kind of outlined. I'm not saying mine's perfect, but I've actually had patients who've called me to make an appointment, and I'm always asking, right? We're always asking, well, who referred you to my office? And they're like, oh no, like I found you on Google. I'm like, great, but like I'm around a lot of chiropractors, acupuncturists, and physical therapists. I'm like in the city of St. Louis, and they're like, oh, I just really liked your website. And I'm like, really? Like, like from my website, that's how you chose me? And they're like, yeah, it was like really clean. I really liked the look of it. I was just like, wow. I was like, okay. So then it made it worth it to spend what I spent on my website, because I got a new patient out of it. And that wasn't the only person who did it. I've had multiple people say they like my website. And I was like, well, that's cool. Okay. And they said it was just easy. It was easy to navigate. It was easy to get to your services. You explained well, like, what does a treatment look like? What does a new patient process look like? What insurances do you cover, do you not cover? What is it going to feel like after I get acupuncture? What should I wear to my appointment? Just things that like maybe we're not thinking about, because all we're thinking about is the big words: relief, pain relief, sciatica, disc herniation. And patients are looking for that kind of stuff, but that's on everyone's website. And everyone's website looks exactly the same. They are cookie cutter approaches, and they're charging you guys thousands of dollars to do the exact same website as the next person. Be unique, be different, but put yourself in a patient's shoes. If they come to your website, they're looking for main things. They're looking for the main service. They're looking at how to book an appointment. They're just looking like, what does the process look like, right? And they're looking for testimonials. So if you have testimonials, it is nice to have some of that on your website as well. It doesn't have to be a whole entire video testimonial. Like those used to be a big thing back in the day. Now it's just like if you have good ratings on Google, right? You have 5 stars, or you have a good amount of reviews, that's going to be pretty good for you as well. But again, for a website, it has to look clean, easy to navigate, not super outdated, and how can you book an appointment? Like, how do you contact you? Yeah.
Speaking of that, do you offer the online scheduling option on your website?
So the question was, do I offer online scheduling option? I am. I want to. I've been playing with it. Just the software I'm getting, I'm thinking about changing my software, so I'm kind of in the middle of doing that. So I like online booking if that's something that you guys want to do. One option that's worked really well for me is texting. I tell people to call or text the office. So many more people would rather text than call. Nobody wants to talk on the phone these days. So make it super easy for people to make an appointment. If they can just text, and I get text all the time, hey, I'm just looking to make a new patient appointment. How can I get that set up? Boom. It's so much easier, because then the assistant is like, okay, you're free this day, you can do that day, and they just, text them back. And then like, bang, 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 we never had one single conversation on the phone, and they're already coming in for a new patient appointment. Another feature that I have on my website is they can fill out their new patient paperwork online. So it's so nice, because gosh, how much time does it take for them to walk into your office and then have to fill out all the paperwork while they're in your lobby, and then they have questions while they're filling it out? It's a time suck, right? And then like it bleeds into your time that you want to do treatment. If they don't have their online intake form filled out before they come to my office, I tell them, I'm like, hey, I don't know how much time we're going to have for treatment today, because you have to be efficient with your time too. And they're like, well, I don't remember if my dad had hypertension or not, because they're like asking about family history and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, like, are you going to call them and ask them? Like, I don't have time for that, Fill it out online before you walk into my office. Of course, like sometimes with the older population, they don't have access, or they don't know how to do it and stuff like that. So I tell the assistant, you have to come early. You have to come to the appointment 15 minutes early to fill out the paperwork online. For the most part, the online intake form that I have on my website, flawless. It works so well. What I also like about it is that it takes all the information from the online intake form and it fills it into my first note. So if someone's like, oh, I have low back pain, it started this time, it's throbbing, it's aching, it's this and this and this, it takes it and it just fills it into my chart note. So I can just, yeah, it's really, really nice. And so if you have a program, see if they have a feature like that, because then your first day note, which is usually our biggest one because we have to put all the history and all the information in, right? Again, like a time suck. It helps me not have to be there till 8 o'clock at night every single night trying to fill out all these new patient forms and enter it into my chart notes. So again, website, super clean, online intake, easy to book, texting is huge. So that's what those are my most things that I'd recommend for a website. SEO. So SEO is short for search engine optimization. What that means is when someone types into Google acupuncture and then the name of the city that you're in, if your website has those keywords on your website, then you're going to pop up. And the more of those words that you have on your website, the more often your page is going to pop up on the Google, right? On the first page or second page or whatever it may be. So you want to be sure that your website has enough words that more and more people are kind of searching for, right? So like on my website, I think I say the name of my city 1,000 times all throughout it. I say sciatica, I say herniated disc, but then I say herniated disc, Richmond Heights, Missouri, because I'm in Richmond Heights, Missouri. I say sciatica in Richmond Heights, Missouri. I say physical therapy because people are looking for physical therapy. I say exercise because people are searching top exercises for sciatica. So all those words are going to be kind of like formulating within Google, and then my page is going to be more likely to pop up. So if your website has a bunch of these words that people aren't really searching for, you're not going to really pop up on Google. So you just want to make sure that you're putting in more of these words in your website, whatever it's blogs or whatever it is that you're doing, so that Google can kind of pop you up there a little bit faster. So that is one service I did pay for. I paid for a website to someone to create a website, and I paid for somebody to help me do some SEO. And I only did it one time in terms of like I'm not paying SEO every single month. I just did it one time. Because now that the page is cleaned up, it looks really nice, it's easy to navigate, all the words are there. Now, of course, you can do more because words are always changing, so there's no problem with that. Personally, I did it one time, it works well, I pop up, everything is working well. Website, you have to pay like a server fee. That's like the only thing. So if something changes, I need to make some changes, I do pay like a service fee if I need to make a change to my website. That's all I'm going to pay for, because it can get kind of pricey. Social media presence. This day and age, you have to be on social media. You have to be. That's how people I don't even take my business cards out anymore because most people are like, oh, I heard can I get your information? I'm like, yeah, where's your phone? Everyone's got a phone. No one leaves their house without their phone. So I'm like, oh, cool, you have Instagram? Most people have Instagram or Facebook. You're going to get one or the other. But most people have it these days. I'm like, cool, go ahead and type in Lova Health. Boom, hit follow. And then I just got a follower. So anytime someone asks me like for a business card, I'm like, do you have a phone? And it's way easier. And then you've gained a follower. So now they're following you. They see all your different things. You have all your address and all your services listed. You have your website on there, how to book an appointment. It's so much easier to just be like, hey, do you have Instagram? Do you have Facebook? And then they're starting to follow all the stuff that you do. If you're here this weekend, if you're here this weekend, I'm hoping that you're taking a picture of you doing stuff, or you with colleagues, or you're doing something, you're learning, and you're showing your fan base that you're doing something, because they love it. When I tell my patients that I'm going to this seminar, they're doing that seminar, man, they're like, this is why I come to you, because you're staying on top of the game, because you're always going to seminars, because you're always looking to get better at what you do. So the more I post on Instagram and Facebook that I'm going out there and doing cool stuff and learning so that I can be better, so I can come back and give them better results, they love it. So show them that you're doing that, because they want you to do that. I mean, they want you to have fun. They want you to, patients love us, right? But they also think it's really cool if we're trying to better ourselves for them, right? So like show them that you're here. Show them that you went to a 3-day symposium and learned on the TMJ and learned on the shoulder. Because guess what? If they hear words like TMJ and shoulder, maybe they didn't even know that you treated that. but maybe they have somebody that they can refer you now that you do treat TMJ or that you do treat a shoulder, because maybe you're only treating them for a lower back, right? So I try to post all of that stuff. You know, they're looking on there anyway. It's Sunday. They're all on the couch going through people's stories. You know, like, we all know it. Everyone's on their phone. You walk through the airport, like literally everyone's looking down, and they're all on Instagram. So Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I personally don't have TikTok. I mean, it's blowing up before they take it away, right? I don't even know what's going to happen with it. But YouTube, etc. There's probably things out there that I don't know that exist. But the big ones that I know that I use are Instagram and Facebook. And you can make it easy. I showed you one exercise, right? One stretch, whether it's just the hip flexor stretch. Just make one simple video of you just doing a hip flexor stretch. Boom. Post that on Instagram. Say, great for tightness in the front of your hip. Try this. Helps with anterior hip tightness. That's your post. You don't got to do anything else. Show them a pigeon stretch. You don't got to do anything else. And it just creates what they, it's content. Content. The more you post, the more engagement you get. Maybe you're going to get some shares, which is going to get to somebody else. Then they're going to start following you, right? This is how this kind of obviously works out there, but that's how you get more engagement. Sorry, I had one over here.
They have digital business cards where you can QR code and scan it, and it'll have everything. Like you can put your Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
Yeah, so the question was, now there's digital QR codes, digital business cards, look like that if you want to hold it up. It's
They have one called Hi Hello.
Hi Hello. Oh yeah, I heard of that too. So now there's an app on the phone where if someone says, oh, do you have a business card? And you just pull it up, and then they just take a picture of that little QR code on your phone. So again, you don't have to carry your business cards anymore. It's another expense, right? Like, business cards are cool, but it's another expense. And everything's becoming this. So we don't need to carry around cards anymore. We don't need to carry around free pens anymore, right? We just show them our phone. They take a picture of it, and it pops up not just your business information, it pops up all your social media. So then they can click on all your social media at the same time too. What's the name of the app?
Hi Hello.
Hi Hello. I don't have it myself. See, I'm learning. This is great. This is why I'm here. So social media presence. Even if you don't have one or you haven't been posting much, just start getting into it a little bit more. You learned so much this weekend, you can post a ton of stuff, right? Just start to create. And don't worry about hashtags and if the angle is perfect or if the lighting's perfect. Just take a picture. Most of us have pretty good phones now with pretty good, they're not crappy, resolutions and stuff like that. You can do it. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I have two questions. One, the first one is how often do you post on social media? One. And second, do you use any disclaimer on your page in any of your posting?
Sure. So first question was, how often do I post on social media? And second one was, do I make any disclaimers on like some of my videos? So how often? I'm guilty. I wish I posted more. I sometimes get busy and I don't post enough. But anytime I'm at an event like this, anytime I'm doing a marketing event, anytime a patient comes in and they like to take a picture of my logo, like behind my desk, and say, oh, I'm getting my tune-up, or I'm getting fixed up, I'm always reposting. Or sometimes, patients just like to post things in your office. So I kind of repost those kinds of things anytime a patient comes in. I try to do once a week. I used to be really good where I did I'd pick like all different body regions and did exercises or stretches on it. So when you get a chance, you can go to my Instagram page and you'll see I did one on like de Quervain syndrome. I did it on herniated disc and different exercises based on all those different things. The exercises for office workers and all things like that. Yes, you should be making a disclaimer because again, like, what is it, the most common one? Like you should consult a healthcare physician before attempting any of these exercises and stretches. I don't know what the legality really is around that. Like if someone does it, can they really sue you? Like if they saw an Instagram video, there's so much out there these days, but I'm sure it's good. But you can write something on the bottom of your caption just in case. So like, yeah, you probably should. Yeah, but this day and age, I think most people know that they're kind of taking a risk by doing anything. But that's why I show most things that are pretty safe. Like there's nothing, I'm not standing on like a Swiss exercise ball and like juggling like hot flames, like that's not an exercise. So generally it's pretty safe, yeah.
Two things that really worked well for me, one also about my massage therapist. So I did a business video I posted on my website is less than a minute, and I stated who I am, what I do, and I basically just, I've had so many patients be like, wow, less than a minute, I learned exactly who you are, what you do, what you're good at, what you don't do, and how I can get in contact with you. I personally screen all of my patients for the first visit, and I have all of them follow up and make their appointments online. That has saved me. One, because I need to screen, and also my massage therapist posted a self-massage video. He got 420,000 hits on YouTube. He has people flying into him. He's 28 years old. Wow. It was just how you help yourself, how you massage your partner, how your partner massages you. 420,000 hits. He's making money off of YouTube that way. How cool is that? So you don't have to do some like, you can just say, hey, how do you help yourself?
Right.
As a provider, you can be a provider's provider in your community, or how do you self-massage? Just a minute. People love that stuff because they need it. We all need it. So I don't know if that's helpful.
Perfect. It's so helpful. And for our folks live streaming, someone here had a self kind of treat video, or also a video on her social media that just said who they are, right? This is who I am. Less than a minute. Who I am, what is it I do, where I practice, all that kind of good stuff. And then even a massage therapist who got 420,000 views on how to self-massage, right? How to self-massage your SEM, how to self-massage your upper trap. People are looking for that. People want to know how to get better, and they're already scrolling, you know? So if they're already scrolling, just, it's gonna pop up, right? So awesome, love it. Thank you so much. Paid ads. This is a big one right now. You can hire a company to make ads for you on Facebook, or you can do it yourself on Instagram. And you can do a self-massage video. You can literally go onto Instagram, and then you can just post that, and then you can put $20 towards it, $50 towards it, $100 towards it, and it's going to reach a broader audience. And then you can target that a little bit. You can target it towards your area. You can target towards specific things that people might be searching for. It gets tricky, and that's why people hire people, because it can sometimes get a little, people want to be like super targeted to like, just women of, between the ages of 25 and 35, right? So it can get super, super targeted, where I think, do we really need to be that niche kind of practice? I think we want to reach a kind of a broader range, but paid ads is another great way of getting new patients in the door. And I'm sure we've all seen it. We've scrolled through Instagram or Facebook, and it says, $25, you get your first visit, you get a massage, you get x-rays, you get all the, I mean, like, for me, I'm like, wow, they are giving away all of their services, and they're literally doing it for $15. I mean, I don't know how they're doing it. Either they have like one of these just mills, right, where they just have a ton of staff, where they're just getting people through these things. I personally don't do it because I'm more so about developing really, really good referral sources who are constantly going to be pushing patients into my practice. But if you want a high volume, or if you want to really get a big boost of new patients into your office, and you want to run an ad for $20 and seeing if that's going to be something that can at least get them started, because you maybe just want to run it for maybe a couple months, get a whole bunch of new patients in your doors, and then from there, like, you can stop running your ad, and then from there you can do a little bit more internal marketing. So there's still a lot of benefit to doing paid ads, but again, like, you'll see them. There's sometimes I'm like surprised of how cheap people are giving away their services, because it's our time at the end of the day too. So content creator for social media campaigns. Again, content. Sometimes we run out of content. We're like, well, I don't know. I already did a video on sciatica. I already did a video on neck. I already did a video on all this kind of, I'm running out of content. Well, sometimes there are content creators. Well, they'll kind of say, again, like, they get kind of cheesy. Then they run out of things to do. They're like, okay, let's celebrate President's Day. Let's, like, they just make things like that. Now, it's still good because people are at least seeing that you're present. So if your name is constantly popping up on these things, then that's still good, because the more they see your clinic, the more they see your name, the more they see your material, the more likely eventually they're going to click on it, right? But if, like she was saying, like, how often do I post? Probably not often enough. But what do they say? It's like someone's got to see your post like 7 or 10 times before they actually click on it kind of thing. So it does take a lot of times for them to see you. One post a week is probably not good enough. It probably might have to be 1 to 2 times a day. So it can get really, really intense. But at least starting, at least getting something out there can at least get your presence known. So I think that could be helpful too. Referral sources. This is where I hit. This is what I like to do. This is just what my marketing kind of looks like personally. But I like to go for the trainers, the gyms, the doctors, medical doctors, the dentist, and then health and wellness directors. What I mean by health and wellness directors is companies who have like HR, and some of them have like health directors or wellness directors who plan their health fairs. I love to talk to them. Those are easy grabs if you can get into contact with them. It's not that easy to always get into contact with them, but if you can find companies in your area, and guess what? Google right now, whatever city you live in, and you write in wellness directors or health and wellness directors or safety directors, and just see who pops up. Because I guarantee on LinkedIn, you're gonna get a whole bunch of people that are gonna pop up as wellness directors, safety directors, or just HR. And if they have an email address on there, I'll tell you what you can tell them to see if you can get in front of them or to see if you can get into their health fair. Because once you're in their health fair, now you have access to 300 of their employees. I mean, that's what's worked for me, right? So that's an easy search. Trainers, gyms, doctors, dentists, top referral sources. They're constantly getting people who they can't fix. Like they can't fix them. So who are they gonna send them to? To the same physical therapist that didn't fix the patient the last time? Right? To the same night guard that didn't do anything for their TMJ the last time? I mean, they're getting frustrated. They want to help people. Like they're actually not evil people, like the ones that I've met. They're just like, crap, like I don't know I know acupuncture might be helpful, but I don't know an acupuncturist. I don't know what it is they do. So how am I going to refer them to an acupuncturist if I don't know what they do and I don't know a good one? It's not because they think we're weirdos. It's because that's in our own heads. We made that up in ourselves that, that they don't refer me patients because they think what I do doesn't work. Far from the truth. I have talked to so many doctors and so many dentists who I asked them, I said, oh yeah, I see TMJ, I see this. They're like, oh my gosh, like I just didn't know a good one. That's it. That was the first thing that they told me. I'm like, that was the only reason you didn't refer patients? And they're like, yes. And I was like, and that's why I'm like, this is like, it should be too easy. It should be easier than it is, right? And that's why I don't spend a lot of money on marketing, because they just want to meet you. We just have to get in front of them. And that's the hardest part. That is the hardest part. Did someone have a question? Yeah.
Just to add on to what you're saying, also to encourage your current patients that you're getting really good results with, having them tell their practitioners.
Yes. So the question was, have your patients then tell their chiropractors, dentists, medical doctors that, hey, I'm getting all these great results at this acupuncturist that I'm seeing. Yeah, that's the best advertisement. You're getting it straight from the horse's mouth, right? You're getting it straight from the patient telling that provider, oh my gosh, I've been seeing this person and I've never felt better. There's nothing better than that.
Especially the ones about like the big ones, the ones who like really, really changed their lives.
Yeah, the ones that you've really changed their lives, those are the ones that are really, really fun. Yeah, we definitely like that. Let me just double check. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start with the first one, is just market to local businesses. So wherever you practice, I'm just going to look around my area, within 5, maybe 10 miles. But again, I want to keep it as close to my office as possible, because people just like conveniency. People don't want to drive super far. Now, if you're like super rural, of course, you're going to probably have to go a little bit far out, but like if you're in a city kind of area, look at all of the businesses that are literally next door to you. If you can just see, where are all the gyms? Where are all the community centers? Where are all the companies and corporations? Find those industrial kind of parkways that they have, where they have all those just industrial like plants and warehouses. Oh my God. Like I love finding industrial plants and warehouses, because they all have low back pain. They're all literally just bending over all day long, and they're just waiting for somebody to come in there and like offer them some services. So I'm always looking for those things. I'm looking for health food stores. I'm looking for, where's Whole Foods? I'm looking for supplement stores. I'm looking for a massage therapist. I'm looking for, what else am I? Yeah. Anywhere where there's like a lot of foot traffic. Anywhere where you know people, yoga studios, big time. Businesses that offer memberships. I love memberships because guess what? If they're a member, they're going there on a repetitive basis. And that means that you have a lot of times that you can get in front of them if they're going there on a repetitive basis, right? Because one and done doesn't work. They have to see you multiple times again, right? Just they have to see your information on Instagram multiple times. They got to see your face multiple times. Or they got to know that, oh, this is the go-to. You only become the go-to whenever you have been there multiple times. It's consistency. So I love going anywhere where they have classes. Yoga, spinning, F45s, CrossFit, any kind of gym, memberships kind of thing. Training, community centers, right? Everyone's got community centers, around where they have swimming and classes for their kids and stuff like that. They're constantly doing events there. They already have events that are going on there. So it's very simple to go there and be like, hey, by the way, I am so-and-so. I have an office right up the street. I love to help people who want to get better or want to get out of pain. Is there something that you guys offer or any kind of events that I can be a part of in the future? That's it. And they're like, oh yeah, we have like an annual park day. We have an annual fair. We have a going back to school day for kids. I'm like, great, I'd love to offer my services. Is there any way that I can participate in that event? Yeah, we'll give you a table. Boom. I mean, it takes 5 words, but now you're in front of people who are walking in that door all the time. So for me, it's like make those relationships because you're already in that community anyway. You've already put yourself there. It's best to just, tell them who you are and what you're trying to do. And the more times you do that, the more times they're just willing to shoot you a message when it's the next time. Not just, because again, I don't want to have to try every single time. I want them to become my top referral sources. So I'm always wanting to know when is the next event, when can I set up again. And then once I've already gone, or maybe twice I've already gone, then I'm asking them, what can I do? Can I also do this? Can I also come in and do a lecture? Can I also come in and bring you guys lunch? Can I also come in and maybe we can do some free treatment day? Or maybe we can set up a massage therapist? Can I build you a health fair? So you've turned it into, here I am first, can I be a part of it? And then after you develop that relationship, now you're like, hey, can I do more? Can I do more? Can I do more? The more you do, now they're like, man, you're the guy. So the question was, people are just going into businesses and leaving their cards, right? And it's like, what is that going to do at the end of the day? How many people are walking into a health food store? There's 1,000 cards. What am I going to look through? Oh yeah. No one looks at cards, and they did that at the gym that I go to. And they're like, oh, bring your card, and I'm like, there's 5 other chiros and acus and physical therapists that are up there. I'm like, why is my business card nicer than the rest of theirs? I told her, no, I don't want to. Because I'm friends now with the trainer, I go there, and I said, you know what, how about I come in and I do a talk? She's, yeah. And I'm like, oh, really, was that easy? They're like, yeah, when do you want to do a talk? I'm like, okay, cool. So we're doing a talk next month. Because it's way better. Instead of a card that's up there, it's going to be, hey, this is Dr. Furman. He's a chiropractor acupuncturist in our area within less than 5 miles from here. Today he's going to be doing free injury assessments. And I'll get into exactly what I do. And I'm going to give him a whole spiel on what it is that I find in the human body. Maybe I can even talk to him about the low back rehab because we know people who are at the gym, they have a ton of low back pain. I can be like, okay, we're going to look at above and below because if we're only looking at your back, maybe we should start looking at your hips and your mobility of your upper back. Maybe that's why you aren't getting better. Maybe that's why you're having difficulty with your squats, with your lunges, with your hinges and stuff like that. And then after we get done today, we're going to do a quick assessment and it's going to be completely free. And that's exactly what it is that I do. And I've done that for so many gyms. I'll have a million pictures to show you later. Yes. Awesome. Yeah. So question was, he's at a CrossFit gym. He loves CrossFit gyms. And he goes and sets up every Sunday. And it's awesome, right? Gets new patients. They refer. You know, you keep on coming in, you be consistent with those events, and it works great. And like you said, some of these mom and pop places, they're locally owned. It's sometimes tougher when it's like a corporation, right? Because like they have a lot of red tape. They got to ask this person to give you the approval. Like Orange Theory, I did a huge talk for Orange Theory. I had 60 people come to this talk, which was awesome, right? It was super cool to do it, but then the next time that I tried, they're like, oh, we got to get it approved they changed their stuff now. We got to get it approved through corporate. You got to send us this, you got to do that. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was so easy before. What happened? They're like, yeah, like we have to now get it approved from higher up. So honestly, I like the mom and pops. I like the smaller gyms. I like the locally owned ones because they're a business owner just like you. They want to make it just like you. They want to be successful just like you. Good? Okay, so businesses that is in the health field. Doctors, dentists, health food stores, wellness services. There's a lot of medical buildings sometimes. I work inside of a medical building, so I have like 2 or 3 dentists that are literally down the hall from me. The first thing I did when I moved into my building, I'm like a, what's it called? Like a goody two-shoe suck up where I brought chocolates to every single office and introduced myself. This is early on, but I just let them know. And then I started to treat some of the dentists. They'd come in and of course, it's a dentist. The first thing I'm going to say is like, hey, do you see jaw issues and stuff like that? I get referral for TMJ every week. It's so nice. And I don't have to do anything. And she comes in every now and then when the dentist has headaches or neck pain, right? Easy. I treat her. She sends me TMJ. She sends me her assistants. Then they know what I do. Then they can refer me patients. So dentist is one of the best referrals. And you guys just learned like amazing techniques. Like you literally just learned how to solve TMJ. So now all you have to do is be like, go to your dentist and approach it softly, right? Like we don't want to do a hard sell. You make it like you're just trying to be their friend. Because at the end of the day, you are just trying to be their friend. If you approach it from a hard sales tactic, oh, I treat TMJ, you need me. They're not going to appreciate that. So it's not really a question, but it was just she was going to a lot of the veteran affairs events, and that helped her get new patients. Okay, so yeah, doctors, dentists, health food stores, wellness services, just things that are around your area. I'd recommend all those places are really good. Large companies or corporations, again, like around your area, around my area, that's where I found Build-A-Bear World headquarters. It was just down the street from my office. So that's when I was seeing it, because I knew that a world headquarters would have a big health fair. So when I got in with Build-A-Bear and I did their health fair, I did it once, I did it twice. Now I'm kind of getting to know the HR. And then I would always, after my event or after I was done with the health fair, I'd always come up to the HR director and be like, thank you so much for having me. If there's anything more I can do in the future, if you guys ever have any other kind of wellness kind of things that you'd like for me to be a part of, if I can do something else. And they're like, well, what else do you do? And I was like, oh, well, I also do health talks. Or I also do lunch and learns. And they're like, oh, cool. Like, yeah, we'd love to do that. So then I came back and I did a health talk. And then again, another health fair came around. And I was like, hey, I've met a lot of other good vendors. Like maybe we can have them come in for next year too. Like, oh my gosh, you could do that. So then again, I brought in other vendors. I did it myself, did more health talks. And then I said, hey, can I do like a big event for you guys? And they're like, what do you mean? Like, well, I'm really good friends with the doctor. I'm really good friends with another wellness kind of service. And I'm also, I had like 3 people, and I'm like, can we do like a lecture series where I had a medical doctor who I was friends with come in and do a whole talk on bone health. Then I had this one place called OsteoStrong. You guys have those in your area, right? Where they measured your bone densities and stuff like that and have you do different exercise. She came in and did a whole entire lecture. Oh, and then I had a registered dietitian who came in and did a whole nother talk on what you should be eating to help with bone health and stuff like that. And the only reason the medical doctor is a little bit different, but the other providers that I got was because every health fair that I went to, I didn't just stand behind my table and just wait for somebody to come over to me. When I first got there and everyone set up, I went to every single booth, I introduced myself, I grabbed their card, and I said, hey, I'd love to work with you in the future. The reason I did that is because some of those people, all they do is go to health fairs. So I'm like, boom, I don't need to look for health fairs anymore. I'm just going to email this person and be like, hey, do you have any health fairs coming up in the future? And they'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to this place, and I'm going to that place. And I'm like, oh, I'd love to participate in that. Is there any way you think I can get in there? Like, oh, well, here's the contact information. It saved me. You can't find people's emails sometimes. You can't find HR emails all the time. So I just used the health fair to my advantage to get everyone else's events. I kind of cheated the system a little bit, but it worked, and it's not like I was being mean. I was just, hey, I'd love to do more events. How can I go and do more events? Well, it was just through people, like the people who work for it's going to escape me, but like the eyeglass place, or a lot of the insurance companies. Like people have like Delta Dental, and every single company has Delta Dental. It's like their insurance for dental plans. Well, they have to be at the health fairs, and they do a ton of companies. So those are perfect, because I'm like, okay, well, you already have to do a bunch of health fairs because that's all you guys do. Is there any way I can go to do health fairs too? Now, sometimes it would be like super far out, so I wouldn't say yes to all of them, but I said a yes to a lot of them in the beginning, tons. I'm going to show you pictures. So yeah, large companies, safety fairs, health fairs, ergonomics. Ergonomics is you can show them proper ways to bend and proper ways to sit at their desk and things like that. I had one company who they were switching from sit desks to stand-up desks. So they were getting stand-up desks for all their employees. Well, that's awesome. It's expensive, but they're a huge accounting firm in downtown St. Louis. And so they, I did a health fair for them. And then there's like, hey, do you do any ergonomic stuff? And I was like, yeah, I'm not an ergonomic specialist. I didn't go get training in ergonomics, but I can figure out that you should probably be standing like this and not like this. Right? Did I need to go get a degree to do that? No, because it doesn't matter. You don't have to be this expert specialist, something special. You just say, hey, I treat lower back pain, neck pain all day long from people who aren't sitting correctly. That's it. Now I'm the specialist. Great. So they had me come in and do ergonomic testing and screening for everyone who was going to these stand-up desks. It was simple. I'm like, great, let's see where your elbows land. Let's see where your wrists are. Let's see where your neck is. Let's see where your screen is. Let's see where your eyes are. And I just did like 5-minute assessments, and I did it for like 50 people. Out of that, I got like 5 new patients. Because while they're doing that, I had them fill out a form that said, let me get all your information. Do you have any current issues? Do you have neck pain? Do you have back pain? Do you have headaches? And then I'm showing them an ergonomic assessment, yet I'm also looking at their form that says they have all these pains and issues that I literally correct in my office. I'm like, okay, you should also probably come to my office. The stand-up desk is not going to fix you because you're probably having these issues because they're chronic. Chronic in nature. They've been going on for too long. This is something that I treat on a daily basis. I'd love to help you if I can. So again, there's just ways to take it from one thing to then getting them into your office. So, and then schools and sports complexes. Sometimes schools have different fairs and stuff like that as well. They have Teacher Appreciation Day. I know that they have that, and they love different things that you can do for teachers. And then sports complexes, they have like indoor soccer or indoor football or indoor gymnastics. They have a bunch of those kinds of things. Again, that's just like another place that you can set up shop, develop a relationship, whoever the manager or trainer or whoever is, and then you just have that connection again. Okay, contacting the business. Again, maybe it's not always super easy to contact the business. So most businesses today have a Facebook or an Instagram page, more likely to respond here. Honestly, if I want to contact the gym, I send a DM. Direct message is what it stands for. I find the gym on Instagram. I send them a message that, hey, I drive by your gym all the time. I see that you're a gym. I treat lots of pain and injuries in my office. I'd love to see, I also say I work with other gyms in the area to help their trainers keep their clients injury-free. I'd love to see if there's a way for us to combine or for us to kind of complement each other's services. What I'll do is, and hopefully we can do this, I'll literally show you a Instagram message with a trainer. So exactly what it is that I said, and literally, I did this 2 weeks ago. She friend requested me on Instagram. I responded back, say thank you for the ad. I'd love to come and meet you, and love to see how we can, kind of work together in the future. And then now she sent me already 3 or 4 new patients, and now I'm doing a talk at her gym next month. It's so cool, and it should be so easy. It shouldn't have to be this long, drawn-out, perfect message. It should just be super just casual. Hey, I drive by your gym all the time. I love helping trainers keep their clients well. Is there any way that we can work together, or I'd love for us to just talk so we can see how we can just join forces? Because they're a business owner. They need to keep their clients healthy so that they come in for classes. So how are they going to do that? They probably need to find somebody who treats injuries or can get them back to performing things at the gym. Because if they're not coming into the gym, then the trainer's not making any money. So that sucks for the trainer. So why can't you be their go-to person to fix all their injuries so they can get back into the gym? So the trainers really want a really go-to person so that, like, man, you just, tweaked your back, boom, go see Lev. Bang, you get that back better. All right, cool. Go back and see Maggie. You're ready to train again. And then that relationship, when you have that kind of thing, they're always going to be sending you tweak back, tweak shoulder, tweak neck, woke up with a crick in my neck, can't go to the gym today. No, okay, you're going to see Lev. Did you see Lev? Because they'll ask them, then they'll get on them. Because if they're canceling their appointment with their trainer's like, well, I already gave you Lev's number. Why have you made an appointment yet? That happens all the time. And they're like, oh no, I need to make an appointment to see Lev. And it's so nice because it just works just back and forth. So love trainers. They work so well. But I reach them on Instagram. That's how I get those. Marketing to medical doctors and dentists will need to be communicated directly in the beginning because you're not going to just walk into a medical doctor's office. You'll be waiting there with all their other patients that are waiting. The patients are waiting there for hours to see the medical doctor. You think you're going to walk in and talk to the medical doctor? There's no way. Medical doctors are a little bit tougher. There's a whole probably marketing course on how to just get medical doctors. They are a great referral source. I mean, we all know like who people are seeing. Most of the population is going to their primary care, and then their primary care is referring them to whoever it is that they think. The best way that I found to market to medical doctors is your patients already, right? Because they're already coming into your office. If you're getting really good results with a patient, then say, hey, I know this is great. You're responding so well to our treatment. I'd love to just inform your medical doctor on what it is that we're doing so that we can make sure we're co-managing your case so that we're covering all of our bases. That makes total sense. Because if that doctor is prescribing medication, if that doctor is their doctor for a long time, you just want to let their doctor know that you're also a part of that health team to get that patient better. So they already love that. And they're like, can I please get your doctor's name? And once you get their doctor's name, then you can call the office. You can call the doctor's office and be like, hey, me and Dr. Smith has a mutual client. She's been coming in to get treatment for acupuncture. I'd like to just inform or update Dr. Smith on what it is that we're doing so that he's also aware of what it is what we're doing in our treatment plan. That's it. Now the doctor, in most cases, he's going to be like, well, I kind of have to listen. It's my patient's care. Like I kind of have to be informed on it. And even if not, okay, well the doctor can't come to the phone right now. Okay, obviously he's probably busy. Okay, well can I just get their email or can I just send you guys their chart note? And it's a super simple chart note. So-and-so came in to see me, we're treating her for lower back pain, make it look really good. I checked active range of motion, passive range of motion. I'm treating, trigger points and motor inhibition in these muscles. We've gotten this much success. We're also giving her some exercises. We're doing some manual therapy. Just keep it like whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe a little bit more medical, right, than some things, but at least you've opened up that line of communication with that doctor. And the more times you're sending in those quick little notes, it doesn't have to be super drawn out, one page notes. Then that doctor sees that you're doing that. Then they're like, oh, wow, like this acupuncturist is like sending me some really good notes. Maybe I'm going to call them and just kind of follow up with them. That's how I think you can get in with medical doctors. It's not by marketing to them like directly walking into their office. It's more so like, hey, we already have a mutual client. We already have a mutual patient. I'd love to discuss what it is that I'm doing. And then they're like, oh, wow, finally, an acupuncturist called me. I've been waiting to finally meet one who I can refer people to. Because remember, they want to refer you people. They just don't know one. So if you send them something like that, they're going to be like, wow, I didn't even know acupuncturists did this. And I didn't know that they were this good or this detailed on what it is that they're doing. So super simple. You can do it that way. I've gone in to a medical doctor's office after I've developed a relationship, and I asked him after I developed a really good relationship with him if I can come in and talk, because he was in a group practice. A lot of them are in a group kind of practice. He had like 10 docs, and I was nervous, like I don't know why, but like it was kind of like nerve-wracking to go into this group doctors because I thought, I think early on in my career, I just thought I wasn't smart enough. I just thought I didn't know anything yet. So I brought in all these research articles and like ordered, I'm telling you, like $350 worth of bread company. I'm like, like putting it, and they had this tiny little break room. There was no room for all the food that I brought. There was no room. I wasted so much money. And they didn't have time because they're seeing patients still during lunch. So they're coming in, they're like, they're eating a sandwich while I'm like talking. They're like, and I'm over here like, so, the disc, and like I'm talking about all this stuff. And they're like, all right, anyways, you're good? You're not gonna hurt my patient? You're not crazy? All right, cool, give me your cards. That was the conversation. I was like, I was shocked. I thought I had to put on a freaking show. I thought I had to impress these guys. But the other doctor who was already referring me patients, he already vouched for me. He already said, hey, this guy, he's the guy. He's the guy I send my people to. And personally, it was because that medical doctor came to my office like this, like that, and he walked out like this. And that's why he, was referring me people, because he got amazing results, And then he brought his kid, 13 years old, for like an IT band kind of thing, soccer player. And then I was doing acupuncture on his kid, and he was standing over me as I'm doing motor points on his kid. That was nerve-wracking too. But it was so cool to see a medical doctor just so amazed of how I'm putting a needle into a muscle and getting, activity out of that muscle, And it was also, he was having Osgood Schlatter's, like that bone that we get, or that pain on the bottom of our knee. It's usually it's a growth thing as they're getting older. And he first went to the ortho. Ortho said, oh yeah, just take some Motrin or whatever and stuff like that. And then he came to my office. And he told me, oh yeah, he said it was just to take some Motrin. I'm like, okay, whatever. And so I did my thing, and he got better. Again, just bonus points. The guy's just like, man, this stuff. And then they're like, this is so cool that you guys can do this stuff. They just have no idea what it is that we do. So it's so much fun to sometimes educate medical doctors too, because once they know, you've just opened up the floodgates. And they're just, I have 2 docs who just send me so many patients. And because, again, then I'm like, oh yeah, I treat this. And you explain to them a little bit, but you can do it with all your patients too. Because, again, they just want to know they want to know you're not crazy, you're going to help, and you're going to communicate. Because that's a really big thing too. Sometimes you want to just, if they sent you somebody, do your due diligence. Call them back and be like, hey, thank you so much for sending me so-and-so. We've been getting some good, results doing so and this. Thanks. And then every single year, when the year's over, for New Year's, I give them a present. I'll bring them cookies, I'll bring them donuts. I gave them those little massage guns, something nice. You just want to keep that relationship alive, Companies and corporations have a human resource department. Contact by email or phone call. Schools and sports complexes have directors and managers. Contact by email or phone call. Usually you can find that on their website. This is just how you can contact them. Utilize Google, LinkedIn, social media pages to get contact info. Again, sometimes it's hard to get contact info. So utilize all the things that we have online to see if you can get that, so you can make that connection. So when you contact the business, the key is to have a common link or goal with the business. What I mean by that is when you do a cold call, that's exactly what it is. It's a cold call. A lot of people are doing cold calls all day long. SEO, marketing. If you're also one of these cold calls, most people, again, no one likes to talk on the phone. So when you get a phone, hi, this is, your cable insurance, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's like, oh God, how do I get off the phone? Right? So that's the first thing they're thinking about. So you don't want to be that annoying person. You want to find a way that it's going to be a lot easier and smoother so that they're not so easy to delete you or hang up on you or block you. So I don't call anybody anymore. I am trying to find what's my link or what's my goal with the business. If I have a patient and they go to a gym, I'm using that as my in. I'm not necessarily naming the patient because we can't do that, but I'm going to contact that new gym and be like, hey, I'm in your area. I've been seeing some people who go to your gym. I don't have to name who it is. I've just been treating people who've been going to your gym. I'm really interested in checking out your gym. I'd love to meet you and see how we can, work together and do some cool stuff. Boom, done. DM, email, that's it. It's super simple. So I'll try that first. But again, you have that common link. If it's a company, hey, I've been seeing some people who work at your company and they've been coming in with some aches and pains, and I was just seeing if there's anything you guys offer for health and wellness at your guys' company. Boom. Again, you've already told them that you already treat people who they already know, so then they feel like you're not a crazy person. You're actually somebody who's real, and you're already kind of in that kind of general region. You're not a marketer. You're a real person. So I always try to find that common link. Every provider or business wants to grow and succeed, be a part of their growth. I'm always asking the business what I could do for them, because I'm not trying to sell them. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I really need to get new patients, so I really need to get into your place because I need to get successful. That is not the way to approach anything. It's better, like I kind of did with that trainer, hey, I work with a lot of trainers to keep their clients injury-free so that they can keep on training with you. That is my goal. See, I never said anything about myself. I'm more so, what could I do for the trainer? I want to keep your clients injury-free so they can keep on working with you, right? That's the goal. The goal is not to say how great you are in the beginning. That will come later once you've already fixed all their people. But first, prove it to them why they need you. Because if you don't show your value, how do they know you versus the person who's down the street? They don't, or maybe they're already going to somebody, but no one ever put it that way. Same thing when it comes to a company or a business. Hey, I would love to help your employees, have less work injuries or be more productive, right? How can I help your employees be more productive if I can offer free events to help educate them? Free. Educate. See how much more stuff that you're giving them in the beginning? The more you give in the beginning, then you are now the health advisor. Now you've put yourself in a position where you can now call the shots. But you are nobody in the beginning, and that's okay. In the beginning, just prove your worth, prove your value. Once you've done that, now you can be like, hey, cool, can we do this event? Oh yeah, for sure, you killed it at the last one. Oh cool, can I do this event? Hey, can we come on site and start doing that? That's how I became the chiropractor for Pepsi Corporation. That's how I became the chiropractor for Build-A-Bear World Headquarters. That's how I became the chiropractor for Cintas Corporation. The only way I did that is because I did a whole lot of stuff in the beginning, and I did it for free. Then I treated a whole lot of people in my office, and then I came back and said, cool, I just treated all these people. They're doing so much better. Oh yeah, they told me. They came into my office and said, man, thank God I went to Lev because he fixed my back. I'm doing so much better. Perfect. You know what we can do now is honestly, let's cut down the conveniency of this because they got to come to my office. They got to take time off work. How about I just come here and set up shop every Friday? You could do that? That was the question. The question to me was, you can do that with a question mark. I'm just like, it's that easy? It's not that it was that easy. Obviously, I had to do a lot of front work in the beginning. But then once I've made myself now the person, it's a lot easier to prove your worth because you're already doing it. And then the next company that I went into, and I said, hey, I'm already the chiropractor for Pepsi Corporation. This is what we've been able to achieve. This is how many people I'm seeing. This is how much better they're not having as many off days and sick days. This is how little they're going to the doctors and doing expenses. This is how little surgeries they're getting. Can I do this for you guys too? Well, yeah, if you're already doing it for them, we need it too. Use that as your leverage, right? And once you've gained that leverage, now you have a spot at the table. Now you can sit down with everybody because you've built that. And that's what I try to do. The more I build with more companies, the more I build with more gyms, the more I can walk into the next gym and say, hey, I already do this for F45 there. I already do this for the CrossFit gym there. I already do this for True Fusion over there. I already do it for those. Hey, it's been working really good for those guys. Maybe we can do something for you guys. They're like, holy crap, you already do that for those people? They want that because then they feel like they're missing out on something, right? You kind of have to play that a little bit in the beginning, but then you have a seat at the table. So it's a lot easier for me to go into a gym now because I have all the stuff that I've done. But I put the work in it into the beginning, but now the conversation is a lot easier. Remember, the aim is not to sell. The aim is just the marketing is going to do the selling for me. So now that I've already done all the marketing, I don't have to sell anymore. I just say what I've already done, and then I just make friends with the new trainer. And then they come in. So I love working on trainers. Those are the best. Have a solution for them. Okay, educate yourself on their business first, then show your value. What I mean by that, just figure out who they are, figure out what they do, right? You don't want to walk into a place and you don't even know what yoga is and you're trying to talk to yoga people, right? Like you gotta talk their language a little bit. You gotta know like what downward facing dog is. You gotta know what cobra is. I'm not saying like you have to be like a yogi, right? Like standing on your head kind of thing, but you gotta just know how to talk to them. You gotta know the language, because if they see that you have some kind of skills when it comes to that, they're way more, willing to give you patients than somebody who's like, all I do is CrossFit, but you're trying to go into a yoga thing, like they're not going to really like be like, are you the right fit for us? Like, know them, be like, no, I know injuries. I work with yoga. I work with CrossFit. I work with all these different things. The more you can do that, I think the more they appreciate that you're someone who cares about them too, right? It takes a certain kind of person. Take the work for them out of it, make it seamless, and over-deliver. Nobody wants more work on their plate. Especially this day and age, everyone's like, I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to work. I'm not getting paid enough. I got to work overtime. My boss sucks, right? So this day and age has gotten a lot harder. So if I'm contacting an HR person and I want to build them a health fair, or if I want to do an event, I say, hey, listen, I'll set up the sign-in sheets. I'll make the little blurb about myself. I'll put together a little flyer. I'll do that because I don't want to put more work on them, because then it's, again, another roadblock for them making it happen. So I can do that in less than 10 minutes. But for them, they're like, oh my gosh, okay, this person's screaming at me, the boss is going crazy, my kid's sick, like all these different factors, right? Take all of that out of the equation, do it yourself, and then they're going to be like, dang, this person did it already all for me. I don't even have to do anything. I just got to blast it out on an email, right? So like, again, make it easy. They like that. So my top referral sources, 2 effective strategies. Start with your current patients and contact new leads. What I mean by that is, start with the people who are already coming into your office. Hey, where do you go to the gym? Oh, I go to the gym here. Perfect. Can I please reach out to your trainer? Because you've been coming in, you've been getting great results. I'd love to just let your trainer know what it is that we're doing. I'd love to also let your trainer know what exercises that I gave you today, because I think you should work a little bit more on your hip mobility, and I think you should work a little bit more on your thoracic rotation. They're like, oh yeah, I think that'd be probably a good idea that my trainer knows that. Boom, cool. Do they have Facebook? Do they have Instagram? Oh my God, easy. Hey, do I have permission from you to use your name? Yeah, of course. Like, that's my trainer. I want to make sure I'm getting the best results so I can get back going to the gym. You hit up the trainer on Instagram. Hey, I'm seeing Mary. She's been coming in for lower back pain. Just wanted to let you know she's doing so much better. We're working on her hips. We're working on her T-spine. We're doing all this stuff. I gave her just as a recommendation, because I'm not trying to tell the trainer what to do. We're not trying to step on anyone's feet. As a recommendation to help complement her treatment, I gave her some hip mobility and I gave her some thoracic spine mobility. They know what that is. Boom. You've just developed that relationship. Then you've, maybe follow up in a week. Hey, want to let you know, Mary's all done with care. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope she's back to training at 100%. Just want to let you know I love working with trainers. I love helping to fix injuries. I love helping people stay injury-free. You guys ever do anything in your gym that I can come by and ever do something cool? Or I'd love to just meet you and get a coffee. You've just developed a relationship with a trainer who's now going to start referring you patients. It's that easy. And how many people these days are going to the gym? A lot of people are going to the gym these days. People are like on this like a little bit of a workout frenzy right now. And especially now, there's a whole entire wave of people going to like all these boutique gyms, like yoga, True Fusion, Cycle Bar. I mean, I'm sure in every single city they have all these different locations. So I think you can do that too. Doctor referrals, remember again, you could either contact their primary care and do it. Dentist referrals, same thing. If someone's coming in with TMJ already, you can say, who's your dentist? I just want to make sure that they know what's going on. I want to let them know what it is that I'm doing. You can give permission. You don't need permission. Yeah. Yeah, you can. Yeah, usually I just say, who's your dentist? And then I say, is it cool if I contact your dentist to let them know what it is that we're doing? Your patients think that's awesome if you keep their trainers informed and you keep their doctors informed. They actually really like that. It's weird, but they think that now they have like their own personal like VIP, medical team, because all my doctors are working together. And I'm like, whatever. Like if that makes you feel special, then I'm all for it. But it's super easy just to contact their docs and be like, hey, I'm working on your person. And again, you're just building that relationship. That's all this is. Dropping seeds. just a little bit at a time, because eventually it's going to come back and be like, boom. I didn't know that people do that. I didn't know that acupuncturists did that. I want to send you another person. And then trainers. Personally, trainers are my top referral sources. Personally, I treat about 6 or 7 gyms, and I treat about, 15 or so trainers, and that's why I got 7 to 8 new patients every single week. They refer me a lot of people. And I like treating active people. For me personally, right, I treat a lot of pro athletes, so for me it's kind of fun because I like to just see them do cool things. I like to see them go run a marathon. I like to go see them, set new records. For me, it's fun. But again, I'm building my perfect practice, right? So like at the end of the day, you're going to go back to your office and you're going to build your perfect clientele. Maybe it doesn't look like this, but these are just really good referral sources that I don't have to do Facebook ads for. And that's the goal. I don't want to spend money. I just want to go to gyms, meet really cool people, and then they refer me really cool people, and then we can all be happy. So that's just what's really worked for me. Marketing events, health fairs, sporting events, races, 5Ks, rec leagues. People have rec leagues. They play softball with their friends. They do bowling leagues. Like, there's so many cool choices. Lunch and learn lectures at companies, ergonomic assessments at business factories and warehouses. Remember I said all those industrial places that you can do, injury assessments on site at gyms, community centers, CrossFit, Pilates, bar, yoga, etc. Right? There's a million of them. Injury assessments is what I do all day or all the time on the weekends. So this is this is when I had hair, so obviously this is a long time ago. But I'm just going to show you all the different events. So this was at Macy's, huge warehouse, Macy's. This is when I used to really dress up for work. Now I wear scrubs. The transition in life. But health and safety fair. Went there, set up a table, probably gave a bunch of free pens out because I didn't know what I was doing in the beginning, but that was okay. Here's another one. This was at a community center called Wellbridge. Again, I was doing something on tips to stay healthy during the holidays. It was winter time. I think it was like during Christmas or something. And I had a bunch of herbs. I was even doing herbs on the table. This is crazy. This is a long time ago. I was showing herbs to help with seasonal stuff, right? So, and I had free samples of something. I forgot what it was. Oh, so this was Blue Cross Blue Shield, federal employee program. So remember I was telling you about Delta Dental, they have to be at every single, if that's their dental insurance. Well, a lot of times people's insurance company has to be there at their health fairs because people are renewing their insurance, right, every single year when they're at their company. I found the federal employee program, which this was one of the best insurances you could get in St. Louis. Their copay was like $15 or $20, and they got like 30 acupuncture visits and 30 chiro visits. I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is crazy because you never find good insurance anymore. So I found this lady, Erica. She was so nice, and she started inviting me to every health fair. I was going to, because it's federal, right? I was going to the IRS. I was going to all the courthouses. Then she got me into the FBI. I talked to all the FBI agents in St. Louis, and they started coming to my office. It was so badass to treat them. I couldn't take any, I wasn't allowed to even, because I did a whole presentation, and I brought it on a flash drive. They're like, it's so secure in there. They had to check my flash drive, Lynn. They had to check my flash drive and screen me, and they had to do all this background report just to get into the FBI. It was nuts. And then I did U.S. Marshals. So anyways, I was doing a ton of federal buildings all in downtown St. Louis, getting a ton of patients, tons, and their insurance was great. So that was really fun. I did a lot of federal employee programs. Again, just tons of health fairs. Back to school health fair, set up at a park, and I did a back to school health fair, little kids, and showed them how to wear a backpack, and their moms and dads who got all back pain did that. That was the alderman of the town that I was working at. Chamber of Commerce, right? I didn't mention that, but everyone's got a Chamber of Commerce at the city that they work at. They had a golf event, sponsored a hole, got a sweet picture on the golf cart. So then there was this other one, Metro, the Metro bus, right? The trains and buses and everything like that. I got in with Metro transit bus, and I was doing workplace wellness screenings. So all the bus drivers, everyone was coming by my table, and I was doing screenings and injury assessments on all the bus drivers. Super cool. I did a talk at the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Did a big talk there. It was super cool. This is a health food store. You know how right now they have all the meal preps and stuff that people can buy meal preps? Well, there's so many of them. They're blowing up. So I'm like, okay, well, you guys have foot traffic, and these people are already trying to be healthy. Maybe you guys need a chiropractor or whatever. So I went in, did a talk with them, did events with them in the future. That was fun. I did a talk on how to live to 100 years old. This is just like an idea of like what a health talk kind of looks like. And, you know, people loved it. Does it say Acupuncture 101? No. Does it say Chiropractic 101? No, because I am not doing a hard sell. You do a hard sell, people are going to be like, wow, that's sales tactics. That is just a grimy business person. Don't do that. Don't ever name it that, because people are going to get put off by that. People want to know that you're just truly there to help them. I didn't even, at the very end of this talk, I told them, hey, listen, like I help people with neck pain and back pain, but today I'm just here to tell you how you can live better. And they're like, that's awesome. I like you. I want to come make an appointment with you, you know? So just keep it simple. This is Fred Bird. He's like our mascot for the St. Louis Cardinals. He came by. It was like I think it was at like a 5K or something, and I actually stretched him out. It was good to get a picture with him because people in St. Louis, everyone knows who Fred Bird is in St. Louis because he's just the St. Louis Cardinals is a baseball team, professional baseball team. They're just super big. Everyone loves baseball where I'm from. So getting a picture with him was awesome because I get so many likes when I posted that picture. It was great. This was at a 5K. We were stretching a lot of runners, doing injury assessments. You know, again, really, really nice. Southwest Airlines, did an event for them, did a health fair, got to go to the airport and do a whole entire event for Southwest Airlines. That was super cool. Build-A-Bear World Headquarters, right? I got to do a whole entire event with them. That was April. She's the one who allowed me to be then the on-site care provider. I was able to get in there and work with a lot of their employees. They had great insurance too. This was me at just one of the health fairs that I did that year, you know? And guess what that chart is on the right? It's acupuncture meridians. It's the meridian chart. I was just educating people on acupuncture that day. Again, you got to do something different, you know, because there was 10 other chiropractors there. Maybe there's 10 other acupuncturists there. How are you going to stand out, right? Because I hated that. I'd always come there and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like one of 10. Like, why are they going to make an appointment with me? I look just like all the rest of them. So I can't just do the same thing that they're doing. So you do have to do something that's going to get people a little bit more of a buzz, you know. This was Pepsi Corporation, did a big health fair there. Eventually, for Pepsi Corporation, I then took over and I became a wellness director for them, and then I planned their health fairs for them. I'll have a video of it later. I'll show you. I made their health fair. Yeah, I know. From just standing behind a booth to then saying, nope, I'm going to take over this whole entire thing. I'm doing the health fairs for them. Because, you know, for me, I'm also, you know, I think like, okay, if I can, why not? Right? Like I'm always like, if there's more, then let me find out. And if I can, you know, do it, then try it, you know? So that's why I did so many events and see, can I do a little bit more? Can I do a little bit more? And then they're like, yeah, if you can do that, then we'd love it. And they'll pay me. So, oh, can we play this? So this is the health fair that I designed for Pepsi Corporation. I don't know if, so that was 2017. So I had massage therapists there, hired a massage therapist. I had a nutritionist there. I had mental health awareness. It was like a psychology kind of place. I had a hearing screening, right, for people who want to do is like a all audiology kind of hearing screening. I had skin screening. You look inside this box, they can see any kind of skin blemish. I had all different associations. I had a bone density screening, so I had people come in, do the whole entire bone density screenings for all the employees. Lung function, had like a person from the hospital come in to do lung function screenings. That was fun. I had a local gym, Gold's Gym at the time, come in, chair massages. Nutrition assessments, I had a nutritionist come in, do assessments. Yeah, and it was just like, again, we treated like maybe, or not treated, but we saw maybe 100, 150 people. Did a whole entire event, had tons of food. This is all at Pepsi. Yep. Yeah. It was cool. And then I made a little video, you know. So that's just how it kind of went, and then I kind of did like a little promo kind of thing, but. Oh, yes. So it's possible. You can even build health fairs if you want to. And honestly, how did I meet all those people? Those were people that I met at health fairs when I walked up to all the different booths, and I found people who were doing different health fairs, and I found different people who were doing health screenings, and I said, hey, I think that's super cool that you do a health screening. Would you like to do another one? Or can I do one with you? And then I just gathered their information. So then when I went to the next company, I said, hey, I see that you have a health fair, but what if we also, do you have hearing screenings and bone density screenings and lung function screenings and nutritional screenings? They're like, no. And I was like, well, that's something else that I do. And those are all my friends. That's my wellness team. And we'd love to bring that to your company if you'd like. And they're like, you could do that? And I was like, yeah, it's only going to cost you a small fortune. No, I'm just kidding. And I say, yeah, of course, that's another part of what I do. Again, it made me look like I'm the health advisor. I'm the go-to. This is the guy that you need. This is the person that you're going to contact when you want to do another event. And that's how I just built it with all these companies. It's just you keep on showing your value. Bless you. Ergonomic assessment, I did it at a law office. Just show them how to sit right. He's still not sitting right, but... Yeah. This is at a gym. This is at a gym that I get a lot of referrals from. It's called Faster Fitness. They do like group training, personal training. Again, I set up a couple tables. I got a massage table back there, like a chiropractic, a little one down over here. And that's where I do my assessments. This is what they posted on their Instagram. Made like a little ad, just put a picture in the background, injury assessment and recovery day at Faster Fitness. Faster Fitness, Lova Health, on this Saturday, 8 to noon, bang, bang, bang. And that's what went up on Instagram. That's what went up on Facebook. Took 5 seconds to make. That's exactly what I do for all the gyms. This is at another one. It was at a boxing gym. Same thing. I'll bring that little massage gun. People have those massage guns. Everyone's got those now. Bring that to an event. People love massage. And do it with that thing because they're sweaty. You don't want to touch them. Just massage them. Okay, good. Get off my table. And then I even have those, those boots that you can put on, those compression boots. People love those. People love just to get pampered a little bit. So do it, and especially at a gym where they already need some recovery because they're tight, they're stiff, perfect for my office. Cool, you know why you're tight and you're stiff? Because you had all these other issues. And that's what we're gonna find, but first we're gonna make you feel good, and it's free. So come over, and they like it, so it's just, again, you gotta do something that's gonna entice them to come over, so and even when one wants to get those recovery boots, I have a contact that's super cheap. Like the Normatex are way too expensive. I got a contact at half the price. It's a friend of mine who has got a physical therapy business. Same thing with their massage guns. If you guys want really good massage guns that are so much cheaper than the ones that are out on the market, I don't make money on this stuff. This is just literally, instead of you buying it for $150, $200, $50, $45, cheap, but they work so well. And patients buy them for my office. I sell more massage guns during Christmas time. Oh my gosh, tons of massage guns during Christmas. Yeah, so I did a huge talk, like I said, at Orange Theory, 60 people. It was crazy. I love the lights in there. I look badass, look at that. And then this next one, look at this energy. So it was cool. It was really, really fun. It was cool to talk to a lot of people. It was like this, but you get to talk to people who have no idea what's going on with them. So Cintas, you guys seen Cintas? They're the workplace people, the uniform people. I currently have 2 locations in St. Louis where we're the on-site soft tissue providers. So we go in every month to two different locations in St. Louis, and we treat on-site. And I bring a table, and I just get to work. What's going on? Treat. Do X-Door. Find what's wrong. Treat. Over and over and over again. You got a question?
Do you go in with associates or just you?
Do I go in with associates or is it just myself when I'm going to Cintas? I've kind of gotten busy, right? So now I can't do it myself. So now I've hired 2 chiropractors and 2 massage therapists. So they switch off when they go to one or the other. And then I have another massage therapist that goes, so Frito-Lay's, the chip company, I also take care of Frito-Lay's. They have 5 locations in St. Louis. I have a massage therapist that goes to every location. So we've built that as well. Again, this is like, it's just been built up because of all the events that I did. Remember, like I used every event to my advantage. It wasn't I just stood there to get new patients. I stood there to get new patients, but I also made sure to meet every single person and then find where they're going and then work with them and then get to the HR director, Vivian, awesome, and then say, what else can I do to then say, can I also be your on-site provider? So it took time. I don't want you guys to think that this was like bang, bang, bang. It was more so like work, 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 work. Can I do more? Can I do more? Yes, yes, yes. Now you've had a lot of yeses. Now you've helped some people. Now your name's really floating around. Bang, now you're the guy. Now, hey, can I come in and do soft tissue work on your guys' employees and you guys pay me hourly instead of insurance? Then you can be the guy, right? So you got to do it, that way in the beginning, but it does pay off. It does, I promise. Someone good question.
Yes, when you go on site to treat, like, do you charge?
Yep.
Charge the same price, and how is it working with the insurance?
So the question was, when I go on site to companies, do I charge? How do I charge? Is it insurance? Is it pay by visit kind of thing? Depends on the company and how you set it up with the company. My preference is just hourly rate because I don't want to have to do the whole payment process. And honestly, when the company pays, more people come, right? Because they're not paying themselves. People have this psyche kind of thing. But when the company pays, you get a lot more people in the doors, right? Because it's free and your list is full kind of thing. So generally, I try to set it up at an hourly rate, something where it's how much you make in your office if you left for an hour, plus drive time and maybe a little bit more, right? Then you just set it up that way. I've had companies where it was insurance and it's a copay, and I have to abide by those rules because you signed a contract agreement with those insurance companies, so you have to do it that way. Simple. Okay, here's your insurance card. Scan first visit. Okay, every visit's going to cost you so-and-so copay. When I get back to my office, my process is just like I process everything else. I bill those claims out. I get paid. I'm already there within a month. I'm already getting paid. I'm seeing them the next time, But nowadays, I pitch it to the company as, hey, I charge an hourly rate. So I try to do that first because it's wellness. You're not treating an injury, and you got to be very, again, there's a lot to corporate care. So if you have specific, if you're looking to do a corporation, reach out to me. I'll kind of give you the ins and outs of it because it can get a little dicey sometimes because there's a lot of red tape when it comes to corporations when you're working with directors and things like that, especially when it comes to injuries because you can't really technically treat an injury on site because they have their whole work comp thing that you got to be kind of watch out for as well. So it gets a little crazy, but I've done it enough times to where now I have a good system, and the HR and I are really, really, we're really good about that kind of thing. Okay, this is my wife. She helps me too. She comes to events. We do different stuff. This is me doing soft tissue work at a gym. I'm doing like a psoas hip release kind of thing. This is me. Remember I'm a chiropractor for a local dance company. I did a whole entire talk to a bunch of dancers. We'll be showing a video of me doing X-Store in a minute. This is a post that I did on Instagram. Remember, I'm always going to be posting something. Come get your aches and pains fixed with Lova Health at Faster Fitness. I go to Faster Fitness a lot because they refer me a lot of patients. And they have a lot of good trainers who are just like, you got an issue, boom, you see Lev. So I go there quite a bit. The other thing I want to mention, when I go to a gym, I want to make sure I'm going back to that gym maybe every 3-4 months. Like you do one event, 4 months later, you do another event. Every 4 months, I do another event at the same gym. Because the nice part about gyms is they're always getting new members too. So they're doing a lot of marketing. Guess what they're doing? They're paying a lot of money on SEO. They're paying a lot of money on Facebook ads. And then guess what? I don't have to pay those money because they're doing it for me. Because then I just go into the gym and then I get to market to all their new members. So they're doing all the SEO. They're paying for all the Facebook ads. They're paying thousands of dollars for all that kind of stuff. I don't have to. I just go to the gym and then I take all their new members. Not really, but you know what I mean? Like they have the money or they have the resources or they have the position to do that kind of thing. Cool, do it. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to get your people better so they can keep on going to your gym. That's why I love gyms. That's why I love places that have memberships, because those places have a lot of money to pour into SEO and to pour into their website and to pour into Facebook ads and all that kind of stuff. I just want to go in there and do my thing and get them from point A to point B, which is my office. Okay, so best practice at events. I know I'm probably running crazy into time, but contact event organizer planner. Warm, cold lead, right? You want to make sure you have a mutual client or they're in your area. It sounds better if you're next door to them than if you're like, the next town over. It doesn't really work that well if you're kind of super far. Express value of symbiotic relationship. I'm going to help your clients so that they can keep coming to you, so that you never lose, and I also win. We both win. Win-win situations. Offer free event at their place of business. Hey, I'd love to come in and offer complimentary massage at your place. They love to hear the word massage. Are we massage therapists? Maybe not. But who doesn't like a free massage? I don't care. I don't care if they think I do free massages. I don't want to necessarily that I'm a massage guy, but me putting a massage gun on someone's shoulders, you want to call that massage? Sure, no problem. Do I still get to do an assessment on them that day? Yes. So I will give you a free massage, but I'm also going to give you an assessment, and that assessment is then going to tell you why you need to come to my office. That's it. So massage days are great. Use massage, free massage, I don't care. I use free massage all the time. You can call it free soft tissue care, but sometimes they don't know what soft tissue means, whatever, free massage. Take the stress and work out of it for them. Remember, I don't want them to have to work for it. So if I'm hitting up the trainer and I'm coming into their place, I'm saying, hey, I'll make a blurb, I'll make a post, I'll do this, and then I'll send it to you if you can just share it on your wall real quick. Boom, you already did it for them. Get there early, set everything up yourself. Don't ask them for a million things. Just find a corner that you can put your table, you set up, you have maybe a wall plug if you need it kind of thing, and stay out of their way and boom. That way it's so easy. Don't make it complicated, because then if you reach out to them so many times because you want to be like, yeah, what about this, what about that? Don't do that. They're going to be like, oh my God, this person's a headache. They just wanted to come and do an event. Just come and do an event. Don't get too crazy with it. Just make it easy, I promise. Complimentary services that attract participants, members, employees. Complimentary services. Massage works really well. I'm telling you, it's just easy. We're not denouncing ourselves by saying that we're doing a massage, I promise. Soft tissue therapy, free injury assessments, raffle prizes, music, food, drinks, that stuff helps. How many people got those boozy ice creams yesterday? That was a hit. If you put that on your table, you are going to be a hit. Honestly, that is an awesome idea. I love those. I'm going to use that now, because it's just people love ice cream. They love ice cream after a hard workout, right? Maybe in the summer, like do that, when it's hot outside. But they're going to want to stop by your table if you got free ice cream. Ask the trainer or event organizer, hey, can I offer food at my table, right? And then they say, oh yeah, that's cool. I never heard of boozy ice cream. I'm definitely doing that. I don't know. I need to ask where you got it from, but because that is such people gravitate towards food. They gravitate, and then people gravitate towards people. If a lot of people are at a table, you want to know what's going on at that table. People are just, so do that. I mean, I'm for sure doing that this year. Incentive for making an appointment at the event. People also like to feel like they're getting a deal of the day. It's just how people work. So when they come over to your table and they want to make an appointment at your office, I say this. I say, I do my assessment and I say, okay, we found X, Y, and Z. This is something that I treat in my office every day. I'd love, if we can do more in my office, we can set something up so that we can come in and we do a full exam, and then I can really see, we can do treatment on it that day. Since I'm here today, I'm offering a discount, or I'm offering a deal since I'm here today on a Saturday, and I'd love to help you guys out. And usually I'll do something like, your first assessment is free, or your first exam is free, and I'll take some money off of the exam, right? So them knowing that they're getting a deal for coming in that day helps them make that appointment a little bit faster. Again, every insurance is different. You can't always do that kind of thing, but the times that you can, see if there's something that you can offer them so that they have a little bit more incentive to make that appointment that day. I've seen people do this. Hey, if you make an appointment today, $20 goes to like a donation. And that way they feel nice about something went towards a donation and they made an appointment at your office. So you can do that as well, right? But sometimes if the trainer already sent them over to my table, because I'm friends with the trainer and I'm already there, and they're already like, well, my trainer told me I have to come see you, so they make an appointment anyways. But in the beginning, when you still are just trying to get people into your doors, maybe it's the first time you're doing the event, offer them something. Be like, oh, when you come in, since you came over today, if you make the appointment today, I'll go ahead and do 50% off your first visit. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, but the deal only lasts for today because you understand I'm here today and we want to get you in as soon as possible, but we got to put something on the books now because if we don't, then that time slot's going to fill up. And it is going to fill up. You guys are busy. If you're out there, and again, you're there to make new patients. So we can't just be Mr. Nice Guy. Oh, yeah, hope you call me. They're probably not. Because when people forget about things, they're just like, oh yeah, I really should, but I gotta find time. Everything's about a time thing right now. So if you're there, don't be afraid to be like, hey, listen, we can make your appointment right now because my books are gonna fill up for next week. But the only way we can do this is if we make an appointment today, and I'll do 50% off your first visit because I know that you really need this, and you really need this. But let's go ahead and make that appointment now. What day works best for you? Right? Bang, move to the next thing. What day works best for you? Is there mornings or afternoons better for you? What time of day works better for you? It's on to the next subject. Don't let them be like, think about it. Oh, my son's soccer practice. What day works better for you? What time? Here's my schedule. And have it there. Have it there with you. Sometimes I brought my assistant there with me. Be like, great, because there's a line. There's a line of people who are trying to get seen if it's an injury assessment day, at a gym. Here, go ahead, talk to her. She's going to get you all set up for your appointment. I'm really looking forward to seeing you next week. So I really hope you go ahead and make an appointment now. Remember I said 50% off your first visit if you make that appointment today. Done. You don't want to talk to them anymore. If you have an assistant, if you don't, pull out your schedule. Be like, great, I'd love to make that appointment for you today. Remember, it's 50% off if you make that appointment today. And I only hold it if we make it right now because I think you really need this. Let's go see what's the best day of the week. Don't let them answer that question. It's a little bit of a salesy kind of thing, but they need it. You just told them what's going on with them. You just told them to fix, but you got to go from point A to point B. And that's when marketing really has to step in. You kind of have to then sell. But don't be afraid to say, okay, great, what day works best for you? That always works for me. When I say that, they're like, well, actually, Wednesdays work. Great, morning or afternoon? Well, no, mornings work. Okay, perfect. Does 10 a.m. work? I got 10 a.m. Okay, perfect, bang. And you put it in. You write down their contact information, and then you say, great, I'm going to give you a reminder text message before your appointment. Boom, done. That's how I make my new patient appointment. And that's how I leave there with 5 to 10 new patients sometimes. I've done 17 new patients in one event before. That was insane. It was the craziest event I've ever had. Does it happen every time? No. And I've had so many events where I had 0 new patients. I tell you this because I'm not selling you guys a 10-step program and buy my book. I'm telling you this because it's real life. 0 new patients, sometimes 17, sometimes 1, sometimes 5, whatever. They go all over the place, but it doesn't matter because if you've developed a relationship with the trainers anyway, now you don't have to sell because they refer me patients. They just call me, they text me and say, hey, my trainer said so-and-so, I got to come see you. And then I didn't even have to do an event. All I did was I showed up multiple times and I'm the trusted source kind of thing, okay? Collect participants' info for further follow-ups. When someone comes up to you, just like when we sign in to come to class, the first thing you have to have them do is they have to write down their name, their email address, their phone number. They have to write down all their information so that even if they don't become a patient, at least you still can reach out to them. Or if you have a newsletter or if you have an email kind of thing, you can just you can still keep in contact with them some kind of way. It's good to still have their information, demographics, stuff like that.
Do you use a contact database, like the constant contact, something like that?
I do, yeah, but do I use a contact information database kind of thing? Somewhat. Again, I want to see who's interested. Again, just collecting names is good, but you want to make sure you're sending out a newsletter or a blog or something all the time. Again, there's things that I can do better. I'm not perfect. I'm not a marketer, but it's still good to collect their information. So yes. Injury assessment. So this is what I do. This is what I do when I go to the gyms. What I do injury assessments. Short and effective assessment. Guess what I do? X-Store. That's it. I do, if they say I have a shoulder issue, I do upper scan. If for those of you who haven't taken X-Store, I just go through muscle testing. If I find something that's inhibited, I say, and they're like, what happened? Right? Because I do the other side, bank, super strong. One side, weak, same side that they have pain on. What's that, doc? Well, you have stabilizing muscles that help control your shoulder on specific movements. And if you're not having those muscles working for you, then you're going to be compensating, which is going to be overusing certain areas of your body, which is going to be creating pain and inflammation, not allowing you to do the movement that you want to be doing, and not allowing you to work out. No one has found that ever in their life. All they ever did was just have pain. You have now found where their pain is coming from. But you know, this is something I fix in my office every single day. I'm an acupuncturist. We use acupuncture to correct the muscle inhibition, to restore the strength and stability of your shoulder blade, and to rehab you back so that you can go back to doing the things that you love to do. This is what I do in my office on an everyday basis. They're like, wow, you just found their issue in less than 3 minutes, because that's how long it takes to do the scan. You've explained to them why it's happening, and you've explained to them the fix. And it's something that you treat all the time. So you are the expert. You are the person they need to be going to. No one has ever explained to them why they're having those issues. So then you say, this is why we're going to correct you in my office. I'd love to help you. How soon can you get into my office? I'd love to see you next week. Boom. When's the best day for you? Boom. What's your name and number? Boom. I'll see you next week. Don't make it... I think Anthony said 10,000 times yesterday, simplify, simplify, simplify. That's why the scan is nice, because it just simplifies. Just do that. It doesn't have to be any more complicated. If it's a lower back issue, do the lower scan. Whomp, glute medius is inhibited. Glute max is inhibited. Hey, these are your stabilizing muscles that keep your hip girdle moving the right way and stabilizing your spine so that you can do squats, lunges, and carries. If that's not happening, you are going to be overusing your lower back, making it further unstable, causing you pain and dysfunction. The only way we can address this is by correcting those muscle inhibitions, correcting your mobility, and getting you stronger again. This is what I do in my office. That's it. I swear. I don't do any other fancy things. Now, of course, they still want a nice massage. Okay, go ahead. Lay on your back, bang, 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 nice little massage gun. That felt good. Yeah, it's going to feel even better when you come in my office, because we're going to fix that low back. Because we got to get you back to doing what you like to do. You like to work out. You like to do yoga. You like to go swimming. So that's how I do it, okay? Why, how, what I do, be the expert, right? Be the expert. Be the solution with confidence. You have to be confident. Not like, oh, well, maybe it's this or maybe it's that. No, you just found what was not working on their body. You just did an assessment and said, based on what I'm finding, this is what's going on. This is how I'm going to help you. This is what I see every day. These muscles are the ones that are responsible for strength and stability. They're hearing all these words. You're the expert. You already know what is going on. You already know what to do. Quick treatment, soft tissue, maybe acupuncture. I've done acupuncture at a gym before. I've done motor points at a gym before. It's fun. It's a lot of interest. A lot of people are like, what the, so, and then make the appointment. X-Store, like I said, discovered by Anthony Lombardi, quick and effective system to find the mechanical dysfunction, great educational tool. Your practice is the solution. Remember, you have what is going to get them better. They got to get to your office. Booking new patients, further follow-up and testing in your office, right? Because when you just did a quick 2-minute kind of test, be like, hey, but when you come back into my office, we're going to be able to do a full examination. Because you just did a 2-minute thing. But in your office, you're going to do Jamie Travis's shoulder examination, which only takes 2 more minutes, right? If you're really good at it. That's all it takes. But it lets them know that, you're going to be doing a little bit more testing. But today we found a couple things that were already interesting. And there's already a couple things here that I think they're going to help you a lot, right? Booking an appointment that day will have an incentive. I already said that. 50% off, maybe first visit free. Depends how many new patients you want. To be honest with you, you do first visit free, you'll get 10 new patients if it's a busy gym. Because you just made it free. Now, Depends where you want to be with that. But I've seen people do first visit free, and they'll get a ton of new patients. And as long as they already got into your office, like they're already a patient of yours. And you know it's going to take more than one visit to get them better, so they'll pay on the second time. But it's a good way to get a lot of new patients in the beginning. I don't do it as much anymore, but I've done it in the past. It got me a lot of new patients. Bring your schedule with you. Don't forget. Ask forwarding questions. What days, times work best for you? Is there a day next week that works best? My office is very close here. Do you live close to here? That's also a really big one because people like conveniency. Hey, do you live pretty close? My office is right up the street. Oh, yeah, I know exactly where that is. Yeah, that's where my office is. What day works best for you next week? Cool. Have an assistant. Sometimes that's helpful, especially if it's a super busy event. You know, you can get to the next person. And then follow up, text, email, reminder. Make sure you're giving them a reminder. Follow up, after events, always follow up. Stay consistent and persistent. What I mean by that, don't just do one event and never come back. You have to literally do it maybe every 4 or 5 months. You really do. And it's to your benefit because that gym is only getting new members. And the more those trainers see you, the better. So bring gifts on either birthdays or New Year's. I like to just be friendly with my trainers. So I'll bring them stuff all the time. You know, when I come and do an event, I'll bring them a box of donuts. On New Year's or Christmas time, I'll bring them some candies and gifts and stuff like that as well because they're like, cool, man, like you're a friend of ours. You know, like you're just a real person. You're a nice guy. You know, like I give them stuff and they give me patients all the time. So you just become friendly with them anyway, right? They're just good people. So I give them stuff. Become their go-to provider by being present and always accommodating. When someone texts me and it's a trainer, but oh my God, my patient wrecked their back. Can you please see her? I might try to squeeze them in if my day's full. Why? Because then it looks like you are their go-to guy because you got them in fast and you got them better a little bit faster. Or at least if you got them in, maybe you didn't fix them to where they can go right back to the gym. You can just send a really quick text back to your trainer. Hey, saw so-and-so. Yeah, it was pretty rough. She's having a pretty rough time. Told her to take it easy for a couple days before going back to see you, but I truly think we're going to get her better and she'll be back in no time. That makes a huge difference right there. Like trainers like that too. Trainers like, oh my God, thank you so much for getting her to see you. Like it's great. Like okay, like totally get it. She needs a couple days off. She can't come see me. Because, again, we're trying to keep them so that they keep on seeing the trainer, right? But sometimes we have to tell them, sorry, they actually can't see you for a little bit. But as long as you've had that open line of communication, you're letting them know, hey, listen, like, it's pretty rough, you know? Like, they're having shooting pain, numbness all the way down to their foot. Like, no, they're not going to be doing any squats today. Like, you know, but, you know, I truly think she's going to get better. It might take a little bit of time. Gave her a couple stretches and exercises. Tell her to take it easy for a couple days. You know, we'll follow up next week. Boom, done. Trainer loves you, and they will keep referring you. Maintain communication and working relationship. I'm telling you, if you want a relationship, it takes effort, it takes time, it takes persistency. Keep on messaging, keep on doing events, keep on seeing their clients, keep on texting basis, keep that open line of communication open with them all the time. They love it. They'll keep referring because they're like, there's no one else. You're my guy. And that is truly how I've built a big practice of just purely working with people. Again, dentists and doctors too. I'm just saying I work with a lot of trainers, but it can work the same way with dentists and doctors. It just matters how you want to kind of do it. Questions? I know we kind of answered some in the middle as well too. But if not, I was going to show you a video clip of one event if you want to show at the dance company. I was doing some X-Store while I was there. Real quick, I know I'm probably going over time. Yep, sorry. But email me at Lova Health is my Instagram, at Furman Institute of Health is another Instagram because I do all the corporate stuff. Check out my Instagram, check out my website, check out whatever. So that you have an idea of how I set up things myself. And then if you have any questions, keep me posted. I would love to walk you through an event that you have coming up. So this is at that dance company. Oh, the first one was a little shorter, but it doesn't matter. You can do this one too. Oh, you got to share it too. So this is just I did a talk at the dance company first. They had a bunch of new dancers that season coming in. Let them know who I am. Let them know what I do. Then I say, hey, I'm doing free injury assessments at the end of this talk. If anyone's got anything going on today, I'd love to help you out. Come on over and we'll do some assessments. Cool. Okay, came over. I say briefly what's going on. Hey, I've been having some lower back pain. Okay, what makes it worse? What makes it better? It's when I do this. It's when I dance. I'm super tight, whatever, whatever. Then I say, okay, today we're going to do a quick assessment. I'm going to see if I can, help you out in any kind of way. We're just going to be doing some testing just to see, if there's any muscle issues, maybe some joint issues, maybe some spine stuff. Just going to have you move around. Let me know if there's any pain, any discomfort, and we'll kind of go from there. I'll give you my best recommendations. That's it. I'll give you my best recommendations. If I can help, I'll let you know. If I can't help you, I'll let you know that too. Boom, easy. They come on over. Ready? Go ahead. So they come over. I'm explaining. I'm kind of saying, okay, I'm kind of testing muscles in through here, what the back does. If the core is not working appropriately, that can make other muscles have to compensate. I already know what I'm saying. It can cause you some restriction when you're going down. I don't know what I said there. So, so then I just have them lay on their back, right? And, I'm going to just go through an assessment, right? So let's see, straight leg raise, first thing that I'm assessing. Going back, hip IR, ER, checking a little mental note of what's going on, moving around that hip joint, seeing what's going on in there, hold there, push into my hand. Boom, rec fem, looks good. Right, up there, I'm going to check that psoas, push up into my hand. Yep, strong, perfect, looks good there. Okay, good, push out, you push out, I push in, push out, boom, super strong, push out, boom, strong, push in, boom, strong. I just checked their whole entire left hip girdle, didn't find any inhibitions. This is all an extra kind of thing, no problems. Again, hip IR, ER, checking it out, looking through that hip joint. All right, I'm finding something. I'm talking a lot. I don't know what I'm saying, but it doesn't seem right. I'm probably explaining something in the hip because I think it was something on her right side that was bothering her, so I'm just explaining something's going on that right side. I push down, you push up. Okay, that was strong. I push down, you push up. Whoop. What's going on there? Yeah, exactly. And then I do this. Hey, remember this side? Push up. Bang, that thing is strong. What about this side? Again, that's an educational moment just happened there. Educational moment just happened there. Person's like, what? I'm a professional dancer. Why am I not strong on that side? And that's like, I'm toner. Well, you got some issues. Something's going on. You got to come see me. Push in, push out, push out. Whoop. Push out. Oh, sorry. That's not going to work. You think you want to be a pro? No, I'm just kidding. You want to get out of pain? So I'm explaining. I'm talking as I'm doing. I'm letting her know this is how the body functions. This is what the body needs. We need strength. We need stability, right? If we don't have that, that's going to compensate. That's going to cause pain. So I'm going to continue my test. I push in, you push out. Okay, adductors are strong. Turn on your side face that way. Right? Now I'm testing glute minimus or hip, again, abduction. But you can say, okay, look where my hand is, up on by her shoulder. Oh, man, she's got some inhibitions. That right side, it's not doing its thing. Turn on your other side. Guess what? Even though I know it's on her right side, I'm still checking her left side. It's an educational moment. Strong. Wow. She's like, what the heck? My right side. Why is my right side so weak? But my left side is so strong. Okay, let's check your glute max. Lift that leg up. Push. Strong. Let's check your right side. Lift that leg up. Lift it up. Push up. Not good enough. Not good enough. Okay, come up. Let me tell you everything that's wrong with you. Not wrong with you, but like how I can fix you. So boom, right there I'm just explaining the process. So this is how the body works. This is how the body functions. What we need to do is we need to get those things working better. This is what I do in my office. I'd love to make an appointment for you. She was my new patient that week. She came in, happy customer. But then she comes back to the dance studio and says, oh my gosh, I went to Dr. Furman. He did this. It helped me so much. I'm competing. I'm going to be able to perform this weekend. I'm doing so much better. Next dancer. Next answer, next answer, next answer. Right? So that is that. I think that was it. Yeah. Any questions? Awesome. Woo!